Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of our Intro to React course. In this lesson, we'll learn about React components, props, state, and event handling. Last time we covered a simple functional component that rendered a hello world message. Now we're going to dive deeper into what components are and why they're so powerful. In specific, we're going to be talking about reusable components. A component in React is a self-contained piece of code that controls a part of the user interface. We can think of components as building blocks of our application. It makes our code reusable, organized, and easier to maintain. The most common types of components include navigation bars and footers. So, I have app.js open right here, so let's create a new component that we can use within our app page. So, I'll create a new folder inside the source directory called components. And inside that components folder, I will create greeting.js. Inside this folder, I'll go ahead and import React from React. And then I will go ahead and create a function called greeting and make it return an h1 tag that says, hello, this is my first component and I hope you are doing well. And then put a semicolon. And then you're going to want to export component like so. And so essentially what this component will do when called is it'll output this h1 tag. Hello, this is my first component and I hope you are doing well. So let's go ahead and test it out. So we can go to app.js. We can delete our h1 tag and we can do import greeting from components / greeting. And then inside here, we can simply call it like so. And if we run our React app, we should be able to see that component in the home page. And so it started it on the local server. And so we can go to Google Chrome. And as you can see, it shows the component right here. And we can also edit the component to include more than just an h1. And so we can also include a p tag that says this is a short description of this component. And to ensure that you can include multiple tags in this return statement, you'll want to include fragments, which are essentially a greater than and less than sign. And then you can copy paste that and put it at the end. And you can also format the code to make it look neater. And as you can see here, it shows the p tag. So now let's discuss props, which is short for properties. Props allow us to pass data from a parent component to a child component. This way we can reuse components with different data. So for example, if we go to greeting.js, which we are in, and if we modify this to take in props in the parentheses, and then we can go ahead and delete this, and we can also delete the fragments, so it'll just be one h1 tag. We can say hello props.name, and essentially what this will do is it'll access a variable or a prop which is called name that will call in the parent component, which is app.js, and it'll display it. So if I were to set the name to Sid, it'll show hello Sid. So let's go ahead and test it out. We can access props by putting it like this, name You can put my name, and as you can see, it'll show right here. And you can create more than one prop if you want. You can simply put the fragments back first. And you can put hello. The time is currently props.time. Then you can set the time to 11:32 p.m. As you can see here, it'll show the time. So far, our components have been pretty static, but real-world applications are usually dynamic and interactive, and that's where state comes in. State allows our components to hold data that can change over time, and when those change, React takes care of updating the component on the screen. So the first React hook which we'll be using is the useState hook, and so we'll use this in the greeting.js file. And so you can simply import it by adding a comma here, and then the curly braces, use state. And to use this, right above the return statement, we can simply do const greeting set greeting equals use state, and we can set it to hello initially. And then let's go ahead and delete this, and then delete the corresponding time that I added here before. And so let's create a button on click. We're going to want to create an arrow function, and we'll have more info about arrow functions down in the description. So let's do the set greeting welcome. We can change greeting by clicking the button. And so now, essentially, when you click this button, it will change the greeting. So let's go ahead and try it. And currently the greeting is hello, so if I click this, it'll change the text to welcome. So this is a super basic example of how we can make our components interactive. And so that's it for lesson 2. You've learned a little bit about components, props, state, and handling events in React. For your challenge, try creating a new component that accepts props and has its own state. See you in the next lesson where we'll dive into more advanced concepts in React.